It's so much easier to maintain your goals when you surround yourself with people who have the same goals, guys. I don't care if that is a knitting group. I don't care if that is a yoga group you go to every Saturday morning. I don't care if it's a Christian Bible study. Mm-hmm. When you are around people that are drinking their water and eating real food, it's so easy. It's the church camp experience.
I'm Christy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening.
Welcome back to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Christy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And for those of you who are not watching on YouTube, Carrie Thompson is sitting right next to me.
And I'm super excited to be here. We're going to call this the rustic edition.
Yeah, the rustic.
Rustic.
And by the way, I brushed my teeth, so I should.
So thank you.
It should be.
Sorry about that.
This is so strange for us. I know that, but this is so cool. You might be wondering what the heck is going on. Mm-hmm. We're coming to you together from my Tamarack Resort cabin. Oh. And the reason why we're together is because this week we have been celebrating, and we're right in the middle of our staff retreat.
You know, Christy, and I think since this is a rustic edition, I think we should just speak freely. When do we not speak freely?
Yeah.
But I wanted to, and also those of you that aren't watching, we are wearing hats. But
stocking caps.
Hey, stocking caps. I mean, it's just like a great old time. I think I would love to talk about being with people that lift you up, that make you better than you are. Do you know what I mean?
And the reason that she brings that up is because we have 16 staff members at the George W. Bush estate home here in Tamarack. I rented the home. This is an all expense paid trip for the staff and the coaches to come and be together. They were asking me for this. Mm-hmm. And they were like, we just want to be together. We just want to be together. We
don't want gift cards. Yeah, we don't want this, that. We want to be around each other. I think, Christy, and because of the nature of our job, we work online. Right. So there are people that I hugged 2 days ago that I have never met, but I know their faces intricately,
and their voices.
Because we have staff meetings online and we see each other online. We see pictures. We know each other, but we don't know each other, you know?
So because the house that I rented is so big, everybody's able to stay there together. It's a giant kitchen, a giant dining room, a giant living room, all these bedrooms, and it's so much fun. And so we all get to be together.
It's really been awesome. And I think when you get that many people who love the lifestyle and who promote the lifestyle and who live the lifestyle and breathe it, it's such a different feeling, Christy. It's totally different than going to an Aglow conference.
A Glow?
No one on here, they're like AGLOW. Hey Siri, what's a glow? But it's such a different feeling when you get that many people, like-minded people together. It just changes.
Well, first of all, it was really easy to shop because instead of doing the catering, at first I was just going to have all the meals. And, it was only 2 meals a day, but I was going to have everything catered in. But it was really expensive. And I'm like,
for muffins.
Yeah, it was muffins and orange juice and it was croissants. It was stuff that we don't eat. And so we decided that Jade and I were just going to go to Costco and we were going to go to Winco and we were just going to buy. So $500, we bought food, and actually there's probably going to be a lot of food left over because we're right in the middle of it right now as we record this. And we bought food. It was so easy. It was meat and veggies and nut pods.
And lots of bacon.
And it was, and so bacon and sausage and eggs. And it's been amazing trying to eat, and everybody's so simple.
And I think it's because everybody that's here, Christy, has successfully lost and maintained weight with the Code Red lifestyle. So they have a different perspective than other people. They don't worry about eating. We enjoy it. Trust us. Like
Sure.
we love getting sausage. We're like, who's cooking something yummy?
Yeah.
I can't wait. But it's a different perspective. It's we're going to have a cup of coffee and we're going to talk, or we're going to have our meal and we're going to enjoy each other. It's not just about the consumption of food and surrounding ourselves with activities that have to do with food. For example, Christy yesterday awesomely and graciously gifted us a zip lining experience. Any of you that follow us on social media, so if you follow me, you'll know that I had a ton of stories, way more than I normally do. It was the whole zip lining day. Not one of us ate one morsel of food the entire time, and we had water halfway through. So, but you didn't hear one complaint. You didn't hear one person say, boy, I could use some good old raisins or peanuts. Nobody said, where's the trail mix? Nobody said, are there snacks at the top? Let me tell you, if that had not been Code Red Rebels, it would have been a different experience. And those guys were even saying, well, everyone's skinny here, or everyone's normal size, and again, we're not shaming anyone who isn't, but it's just a different experience when you go out and do things with groups of people who believe like you. It's a totally different experience.
And I noticed, like, when in the morning, so Carrie and I and a couple of my family, we had to stay here at my cabin because there weren't enough beds in the big house, we've been calling it. And so what we do is we wake up and we just go straight over there early in the morning, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and everybody's up and stuff.
They're all up.
And they're all up because they have so much energy and they
working.
feel good. And they're working and stuff, And so what I noticed, and tell me what you think. So everybody had our water. And by the way, we have at coderedlifestyle.com/shop, you can get a water bottle, a Code Red 40-ounce stainless steel water bottle. But you can also have it engraved as something personalized for $10 more.
Right.
And thank the Lord, we all have personalized because we've got water bottles everywhere and everybody's got their own. And we just turned it around and that's mine. And so everybody's sitting there and everybody's so calm. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, they just clickety click,
there's no
visiting
drama.
And there's no drama and and they're drinking their water and they're sipping their coffee. There's not this big urge to eat or a lot of commotion in the kitchen.
I agree.
Did you notice that too?
Yeah, it's just very chill. And I think it's just a group of people that we're all used to working online. So we're quietly working online and talking to so-and-so and laughing with so-and-so and then joking and then eating some bacon and then sipping some coffee. And it's just,
nobody's like hangry or just like eating. Everybody's just so chill and relaxed and stuff. And then Nancy gets up and starts making the bacon. And then Jake gets up and starts making the egg bacon. Like, it's really calm and relaxed there. I think part of that has to do with the fact that we're all just so healthy.
Yeah.
And part of it is just we've taken the aspect of needing that food. Like our whole lives don't revolve around the food. We've visited with everybody. We've learned about grandchildren. We've learned about vacations that they've been on, what their dogs' names are.
It's just been interesting also because they have a different perspective on life. So I'm going to go back to the zip lining, like walking. Nobody complained. We made jokes. Nobody was like, I can't get up this hill or I'm scared. It was all about being brave and being strong. One of our rebels that was there has a horrible fear of heights, and she just, like a boss, conquered it. And let me just tell you, those zip lines Christy's going to find out today, they're no joke. Like, they're high up. Christy won't be scared. But a couple times I was like, I could snap to my death. And everyone's like encouraging each other. We're taking pictures. Nobody wants to be out of the pictures.
Right.
Nobody's like, stand
Oh,
behind.
angle this way. Oh, I look.
We all just stood there and went, like big strong arms, and had a good time. And the perspective about the way you look and the way that no one was worrying if no one was wearing makeup. Nobody cared my mom braided everyone's hair. You know what I mean? It was just it's a different way of thinking of things, and it affects everything. And it makes me realize how much being a Code Red Rebel and living this lifestyle affects everything from, hey, I'm just going to put a cap on and call it good for the day, or I'm going to be casual. I'm just going to go have fun with my friends. It's not about what I look like. It's not about what I'm eating. It's just about enjoying that moment, being in that moment with everybody.
And everybody there has lost at least 60 pounds. Approximately. I've been kind of keeping in my mind, like how much and really 60 is the minimum. And they all work for Code Red now. And I think when you can lose, and of course, all the way up to what Leisha's like 135 pounds that she lost, and there's some people that have lost quite a bit. 135 pounds for Coach Kristen.
That's
and
right.
I think when you lose that much, you really you can do anything.
And you know what Kristen said when we were out there? She was getting ready to zip line. She turns to me and because she was kind of with my part of the pack. And she said, Carrie, a year ago, I could have never done this. I could have not only, because it's quite a bit of hiking. She said, not only could I not have hiked all day, I never could have gotten strapped in. I would have been over we don't know if there's a weight limit because everything was way under it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's probably 250, I'm guessing, because our guide was a moderately sized guy.
Yeah.
So, but she said, I never could have done this. The weight limit, this would have hurt my joints. I would have been scared to death. I never could have done the hike. I couldn't have been without the food for that long because you're gone for a goodly amount of time with nothing to eat.
Yeah, you're gone.
And she was fine.
Yeah.
She was fine. And she was amazed at the fact that she could do it, Christy.
Yeah. It's amazing because, and then another lady that was with us, Nancy Bond. Nancy was afraid of heights and was new and signed up for this. She said, I wanted to do it, knowing it was going to be conquering something pretty major with her. But she was surrounded by her tribe of people that said, you can do it. And she said she drew strength. Oh. She was able to step off that platform because of everybody around her.
And it's no joke, y'all. Like, it's a couple of those platforms are like, it's hundreds of feet down. It's not like, a little ledge and I'm going to run and I'm just going to go. One of them they call leap of faith. And it really is a leap of faith to just do it. You're like, well, do or die. Let's go. You know what I mean?
But having gone through that weight loss journey gave everybody the bravery and the confidence to be able to do something like this that some perceive as scary and unknown, like into the unknown, on Frozen, It really was. Another thing I noticed about being around this group of people is so much easier to drink my water.
Because everybody is.
Because everybody's drinking your water and you're constantly reminded. They all have their fingers through the loop. I wish I would have brought my water bottle over here. And they're just sip and sip. And then another thing I noticed was, the kitchen counter is full of everybody's little baskets of things they bring. Their apple cider vinegar, their Ultima.
That's really funny.
They just bring, and Code Red Rebels learn when you go places, you bring your own stuff. You don't just assume they're going to have pure, organic, non-GMO stevia there. You just go ahead and bring your own. You don't assume they're going to have apple cider vinegar for your morning drink. You just go ahead and bring your own. And everybody's got their little individual baskets and individual piles, and they just line them up.
And they're not embarrassed to do that.
No, they're not like, oh, geez, like, what is someone going to think?
Oh, bringing my stuff. No one even thinks about that, Chrissy.
And another thing is when they dish up like an amount of food for themselves and they don't finish it, they just put a saran wrap over it and put it away. And they're like, no, finish it later. It's okay. It's just, I guess it's great because there are no rules. I know that Code Red Rebels have rules, but there are no society rules over us. And nobody judges anybody for what they are eating or anything around food.
No,
it's so nice.
Nobody
thinks about it.
No, and that's what's the best part is it's so much easier to maintain your goals when you surround yourself with people who have the same goals, guys. I don't care if that is a knitting group. I don't care if that is a yoga group you go to every Saturday morning. I don't care if it's a Christian Bible study. Mm-hmm. When you are around people that are drinking their water and eating real food, it's so easy. It's the church camp experience.
It is.
It's so easy. And there is a certain strength you draw. Like for Nancy, we were like, Nancy, you've done harder things than this. You've done harder things than this. You can jump off that platform. 10 people went ahead of you. The rope is not likely to snap this time.
Yeah. And another thing I noticed being around everybody, because we've spent a lot of time just visiting, we've been very present in the moment. Yes. The phone is silenced and
face down,
and nobody's paying attention to that because this is our chance to be together and to visit and stuff face to face or something interesting. I noticed that the conversation is so positive. You don't hear anybody complaining. I mean, we might tell funny husband stories, but we don't sit there and just rag on our husbands or our kids or like, I tell you what, everything is so positive.
We don't talk about people that have left Code Red. No. We don't talk about people that have gained their weight. Like we just are, it's not a judgy group.
No.
It's just enjoyable. We tell funny stories about childhood and getting spankings and funny. I had a couple of ICU nursing stories I had to tell. And of course, Carrie Martin is a nurse practitioner. She was an ICU nurse for a long time. She has some jokes. Nancy actually worked with me, Nancy Bond, as a baby when I was a very baby nurse. And she was like, you were a good ICU nurse. I was like, I was. Back in the day. But, and so she was a secretary and a CNA. She is still. So we told funny stories. Our sister Laura told dental stories. I mean, it's been so much fun, and it is very positive. It is very positive.
And everybody's looking forward, like at 8 each morning, we've gone for a walk. And it's really been fun to be able to go together.
I feel like when you use the word walk, Christy, listen here, folks. When Christy says the word walk, she doesn't mean walk. I said to her, we need to have a definition. I go to the gym every day, you guys. And I almost died both days. It's not a walk. It is have you guys ever seen the Olympic power walking competitions when they're like, and it looks so painful because they're walking so fast. You think, my God, break into a slow jog. Betty, slow jog. It's got to be easier.
I was going slow.
Christy!
I was hanging my arms out. And we don't believe that exercise has anything to do with weight loss, but we do believe once you've been in maintenance that you do need to exercise every morning. And so much fun to be together. And
it was fun. And today Christy did slow down quite a bit.
I did. I tried to slow down a little bit. I got feedback from yesterday's walk that it was
positive feedback. I felt like no one wanted to go today because Christy walked so hard the day before. So I was like, hey, Christy, can we just redefine the word walk? Can we redefine the word? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying for people that don't go to the gym all the time.
I noticed that people woke up the second morning and they had slippers on and stuff. And I was like, we were getting ready to leave. And I was like, okay, so you're not doing this one with us? No, I think I'll stay here. And I'm like, yeah, chicken. But it was fun.
It was fun no matter what. Like we sang hymns. We walked through the village. Yeah, it was fun to see people. I felt very bonded with some of the employees that I went ziplining with yesterday. Christy did not get to go. It was my mom and I on this time, and Christy, my sister, with the group today, Christy and Laura. But what was interesting, Christy, was I felt like we really had a time to have some authentic conversations while we were hiking. That sounds crazy, but we talked about the expectations of the way we look and how can we be more authentic to the Code Red Rebels? How can we know that, let people know that are watching, we struggle with the same things you struggle with, and we have moments that we don't. And I was like, I just worry that people look at me and think I'm not right. And then one of the other ladies goes, the minute I saw you, I was like, I want to look like Carrie. So I was like, we all are so, it was just good to have those authentic conversations about how we feel about ourselves. And because there's always a piece of the person that you were when you were heavy that stays with you. And I think it's interesting to acknowledge and be like, hey, Fat Carrie, you're okay. It's okay. We're going to move on. And it was good to know that other people are as screwed as I think I am. It was just good. It was good. No matter what the conversation was.
So you might be watching this right now and you're thinking like,
what are they talking about?
No, I hope that's not.
What is Fat Carrie?
If you just joined us.
Yeah.
So you might be thinking, well, I don't have people like that around me. Let me tell you that half of this group flew in to do this.
Yep.
Half of our group, as far as Texas, up in Oregon, Washington, Utah, they flew in to do this. They got childcare, bought airline tickets. Now that the retreat, and it was all expense paid, all they had to do was get there. They picked each other up from the airport. They carpooled in. Yep. They rented cars. Whatever they had to do, they did to get here. They put out the effort. And that might be what you have to do if you want to go to church camp. If you want to get with people that are like you, maybe you need to arrange it. Maybe you need to make the plans and then people join you. But don't just automatically discount it and say, well, everybody that's Code Red that I'd want to hang out around, they're not around me. Maybe you need to plan something.
I'll never forget, Christy. This reminds me of something. And this goes back to what we're talking about. Christy and I had an event that went terribly wrong and we had to reschedule it. And people were like, I'm not coming to South wherever to see you. It was miles away. And I thought to myself, it was just a few disgruntled people. And Christy knows what I'm talking about. And I thought to myself, if it were important, you would make the time and the effort to come see Christy, to come to this event. Oh, I'm not coming across town at 5:00 on a Saturday. Well, so what I'm trying to tell you guys is come across town at 5:00 on a Saturday. It's not going to be like, well, they don't have a chapter at my church, so I'm not going. Maybe you have to get in your car and go. Maybe you're going to have to drive. Maybe you're going to have to research. Maybe you're going to have to do what's uncomfortable and go by yourself. Maybe you're going to have to get on your Code Red Rebel page, our pages, and say, who lives in South Texas? Hey, 5 of you, can we meet at Denny's for coffee? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's going to take some effort, and it's going to take some uncomfortable. Let me be honest with you. Would I initially, not now, rather have just come to the cabin and sat and visited with Christy, my mom, all weekend, and my sister? Well, of course, I know them. But now that I've gotten to spend a little more time with the ladies, I'm in love. I want to be over there. But initially, it's uncomfortable for them. It's uncomfortable for everybody because we're putting ourselves out there in a way that we've never done before.
Yeah, it's easier
hard.
just to stay holed up in your room.
It's easier. The norm, the well-beaten path is always easier. Your tire doesn't want to rut over to the other path. It wants to stay in the same one. So there's going to be some 5:00 across town moments.
Yeah.
And you just have to do it.
And we put a lot of effort into making sure that we do Code Red events. Even through COVID, we have to make our Code Red events smaller. We still make them more often so that you do have a chance to meet with like-minded people. It just is going to take effort on your part. I can't come to Vermont to be with, I can't come to, to Wilbur, Minnesota, like your Wilmer, Minnesota. I'm trying to think of a name that's, I can't come to your small town. And just for you're going to have to put some effort and come my way a little bit. I'm trying to create these Code Red events for you, but you might need to create your own get together with your people.
Yeah. And that's perfectly fine. Even if it's a group of you single moms that go walk every Saturday morning.
Yes.
Like it's still you guys making the effort, and it's still you being around like-minded people, and it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
And then it's going to be okay. And you're going to be glad that you did it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now I'm like, let's go over the house and see who's up for coffee. Yeah. And all the lights were off this morning. I thought, oh, they're sleeping. And we come in and everyone's awake. Clickety click, click, click.
And their little
jammies.
And their little jammies and slippers are so cute.
They're all so
this
small.
Big.
I know.
So small.
They're all like wearing extra small jammies.
They're so
like,
tiny. They're so cute.
Carrie, let me give you a hug.
I guess the biggest thing that really made a big impression is how non-judgmental everybody is. Everybody's so kind.
Because here's the deal. Oh, we've all been there.
Yep.
We've all been
Not so
there.
very long
Every
ago.
single one of us were heavy. Yep. Every single one of us took our lives back. So we understand where you are right now. Yeah. If you are watching this and you are trying to figure it out, we get it. And there isn't one person on that team, not one person on Christy's team that's going to stand there and go,
yeah.
Not one.
No.
Not one. Because the Bible says, don't judge unless you want to be judged.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, that ain't a fun place to be.
No, man, that's so true.
So they love us. Christy, they love you right where you are.
Yeah.
They love you, makeup, no makeup, walking way too fast through the forest. Just so you know, it was so fast that Jesus appeared to me. He's like, keep going, Carrie. You can do this. I was like, Jesus, take me home. He's like, I have plans for you on this earth. I just want you to know. And then around the corner, the angel Gabriel was like, fear not, keep walking. So it was rough, y'all. But even with that, with Christy and with her teasing and us doing push-ups on the floor yesterday, and they love us. They love us. If they're not doing push-ups, they love you. And that's how Code Red is. We love you where you are, just where you are.
Yes.
No cleanup needed. No nothing. You don't need to do anything. We love your Skittle eating, Diet Coke drinking Heine. We love you right where you are. Yeah. We do.
And that's the great thing about Code Red is you can start by just drinking your water. Mm-hmm. You don't have to eliminate everything like to right now. I mean, we would like you to, but even if you just start drinking your water, and the good will crowd out the bad eventually. And the best place to definitely get started is a 10-pound takedown. We have them monthly. Yeah. And our next one, you can register for our next one. See, as soon as we start a challenge, we open up registration for the next one.
Yes.
And you can register. And even though we're actually not beginning till X date, you can start beginning on your own because you get all the paperwork and everything. You can start on your own. just start following the rules. It's really simple. We encourage you to get into a challenge.
They're the best way to go.
Yeah,
it's really a great way to see if you like the lifestyle.
Totally. And see if you like the way we coach. Because I have a certain level of expectations, and I'm going to actually expect of you what I know you can give.
Right. Absolutely. Oh.
We hope you love this rustic addiction.
Or addiction.
Addiction, yeah. The rustic edition of the Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. We love you guys. We can't wait to have you on the lifestyle. And yeah, leave a rating and review.
Yeah,
we would love to share this podcast. And
they're like, that one was different.
Yeah.
Different is good. If you're listening, just embrace it, guys. Embrace the different.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys.
Okay.
Take care. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do that right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could do me a quick favor and rate and review this podcast. That would be just so helpful. Speaking of help, let me know if I can help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com, check out my programs, and see what we can do for you. Until next time, Rebel on.